Okay, one more 6v6 yapping video before we go back to regular gameplay stuff, I promise. Actually, I'll probably try Marvel Rivals and do a vid for that next, but either way, gameplay. Anyway, so this is something that I noticed with the change to 5v5, but due to various factors I thought, well, maybe I'm just imagining it, I'm still having fun overall, I still love this game, so whatever. But over time, I was noticing it more and more, and then with all the talk about 6v6 recently, reading the comments on my last video, it just solidified that while I still love Overwatch and do legitimately still enjoy playing it, I was not imagining this feeling because other people have talked about it. To explain what I mean, here's the full graph from the thumbnail. And just to get this out of the way, the lines are made up, I drew them to illustrate a point. These aren't based on hard data that I collected from 1,000 games or whatever. This is a graph based solely on vibes, okay? Okay. Now the graph itself represents how much fun you can have in a typical game of Overwatch. The y-axis is the fun axis. 0 is neutral, positive values mean you're having a good time, negative values mean you're having a bad time. The x-axis is just how much time has elapsed in the match. As you can see, both lines have some good peaks and some bad peaks. They go up and down, changing throughout our imaginary game here. But if I could direct your attention to the bad peaks real quick, if you'll notice, the 6v6 line has worse bad peaks than the 5v5 one does. Now, anyone who played Overwatch 1 at its peak would probably tell you, well, that's not really how it felt though, and you're right, keep that in mind, we'll circle back in a minute. 6v6 had worse bad times than 5v5, but let's come up to the good times. 6v6 also had higher good peaks than 5v5 has. Each of these peaks is a big moment where everyone goes crazy, massive hype, nanoblade grab, team wipe, whatever. The reason we all play Overwatch. That's what these moments are. When 6v6 felt good, boy did it feel good. Which isn't to say that 5v5 can't be fun, just that 6v6 had the potential to be more fun. More so, I think, than 5v5 can ever truly be. And that's the point of this graph. 6v6 had the potential to be insanely fun or insanely unfun. But, circling back, because of how insanely fun it could be, all the insanely unfun parts didn't leave a lasting impression. So overall, it felt better, because its big hype moments are just that much better than 5v5's. This is the feeling I alluded to earlier. 5v5 took the average Overwatch experience and sort of smoothed it out. On paper, this does have its upsides, and I'd say that trying to prevent bad experiences for your players is a noble goal, and possibly better for player retention. If you're having a bad day and decide to queue up some Overwatch, even if you go on a face-to-belt sander type loss streak, it won't worsen your day as much as it used to. But trying your hardest to keep your players from having negative experiences is ultimately misguided, because the flip side of that is that it brings all experiences, all your matches, closer to average, closer to neutral. If the bad times aren't as bad, that means the good times aren't as good either, and the whole thing just ends up more meh. There's actually a writing concept that relates to this, and that's the idea of reversals. Let's say you're watching a movie. 'Tis the season for Marvel, so let's say you're rewatching Avengers Endgame. Which of these scenarios is the more hype final battle? Thanos shows up on Earth, Cap, Tony, and Thor fight him, they're pretty easily kicking his ass, then the rest of the gang shows up.
Then they kicked his ass.
Day is saved, the end. Or what actually happened in the movie. The trio fights Thanos. Thanos starts winning the 1v3. He beats Cap down and breaks his up to that point indestructible shield. It all looks lost. But then, strange portals, backup arrives, the day is saved, team up shot, epic fight moment. Wait, things aren't looking good again. Wait, Captain Marvel. Oh no, that didn't work. Thanos got the gauntlet. Wait, Captain Marvel grabbed it. Maybe oh no, she got blown away. Boy, he about to do it. Wait, Tony got the gauntlet. But what can he hope to do? He's just prolonging the inevitable. Wait, he got the stones. Yo!
Holy fuck, chills!
See? Big highs matched by big lows. Not mid-highs and mid-lows, or even worse, a series of progressing highs or progressing lows. That's less interesting, less compelling. Humans are simple creatures, and we love a good narrative. In our hearts, all we want to be able to do is be that kid playing with their superhero dolls. And then he flies in and punches that dude in the face, and the dude's like, oh. And then the other guy's like, hey, you can't punch him in the face. He builds out this massive machine gun. And there comes a giant fish! A good story requires strong highs and strong lows. So if your capacity for those highs and lows stops here, well, it's just gonna be mid.